If you hear a lot of background noise, everyone else needs to have their microphones muted. That will help in your, just in your sound. Sorry for the delay there. You guys will laugh, but the meter guy's out there and he's like, I need to shut down your meter for 3 minutes. I'm like, what? And he's shutting it down and I'm having to restart and all that kind of crazy stuff. So needless to say, that was fun. So thank you guys for coming. Can everybody hear me okay? If you can respond, I need to do the chat. Awesome. Okay. Sweet. Okay, so a few things. One, thank you to those people that couldn't make it and they text me. I have a list of those people. If I didn't respond right away, I was saving those text messages just to write down your name. And those of you that are here, if you will just check in with a yes, I can hear you. That's awesome. So my agenda items, I'm just going to go through those. One is your notes. You know, some people are not putting notes. Some people are unsure of what notes to put. You know, for example, I had a conversation with somebody yesterday. They're like, oh, I've been working with this parent and this student. I've been sending emails. I'm like, well, have you put that in notes? Well, no, I didn't think you needed to put your emails in notes since they're documented. My advice to you is if you're doing an all-class email, you don't have to document that. That's fine. But when you're doing individual emails because you have something personal with that student going on, maybe it's an assignment, maybe it's a lack of work, maybe it's, you know, whatever the case may be, I would still document that because those are unique situations. Those all group emails, that's fine. But I would document those individual contacts that you make, whether they're via email, text, phone call, things like that. But notes are part of your job and probably will be part of your evaluation. So just kind of think about that. Announcements. Making sure that you're putting in your own announcements. I've had a student say to me, I sent a text message to them, and they're like, is this a real person or is this automated? We don't want these kids to think that everything's automated. They're of this generation. They're like, oh, that's just the computer sending those announcements. Let them know who you are, you know, make those announcements, even if it's just one sentence, because, you know, we've already automated some important details. Tell them a little bit about what you're doing for exercise. Let them know you're real. So make sure that you are using announcements and try to use some of those awards, the badges. I have to admit, I haven't used the badges a whole lot. And it's definitely been on the back of my mind, but I need to put it to the front of our, you know, try and use those this week. Make that something that you do. Kind of put it out there, look for some things to award some badges for. The next thing on my notes is in PE1. So you PE2 teachers, you can tune out for the next minute. In PE1, you might have noticed, which I did not tell you in the first meeting, and I meant to, is I added an assignment. And that assignment, I believe, is 3.4. And that is about BMI and when BMI is not a good evaluator of a healthy body weight. At the end of that quiz for 3.4, there are 2 short answers. And I did not put that on the rubric. I created those answers for you to use, and Dan has placed those on the rubric. I think he did it yesterday because I know this morning that put those on the rubric. So those of you that have done that and you were like, where's that rubric answer? It's on there now. So thank you for your patience on that. And just because I remembered it at the last minute, I want to put a shout out to Lisa Cooley, who sent me an award yesterday. I was laughing and I loved it. It was very nice. Next thing, weekly, the WAC, number 3. Activity checklist, I think that's what that is. Make sure that you do that by this Sunday. And in there, and on the homepage, you probably saw in your announcements, talks about final exams, talks about accommodations. But but June 26th, the kids should be able to start registering to take the final exam. If they are going to use remote proctor, the unique thing about that is schools must have approved that as an option. So when they go to drop down, if they don't see that, I believe that means their school didn't approve that. Dan, can you back me up on that, or tell me if that's not true?
So yeah, you are correct. That's how it works. We have one school that flat out refuses to use it. If a kid has no other option and they contact us, we will allow it for almost every school but one.
Okay.
It just won't be an option to them when they sign up.
Okay.
Yeah, but we do have certain cases where kids are, maybe their school didn't sign up for it, but they're okay with it if it's their only option. So they're out of the country or they just don't know where to go. We can let them do that.
Okay. Okay, awesome. So I know a lot of kids are already thinking about the final exam, which is great. So you're going to start getting some questions on that as well. Beyond that, the last thing on my agenda is just to remind you that our next meeting is July 12th. And I'm going to open it up for questions now. So let me know. What questions do you have? What things are going on, guys? Best way to grade discussions. How about I send you how I grade those? I think I have a video that I created. I still grade that same way. Okay.
Hey, Amy,
Yeah.
if you could send that to me also, I want to see how you're grading.
Okay.
There's only a couple different ways, and they're probably both painful, but I would like to see how you grade them.
Okay. I probably grade them the old-fashioned way we first learned, unless there's.
Yeah.
And that's probably. Yeah.
There's documentation in the teacher course that showed both ways, but maybe I think your video might be helpful because the documentation is just that. I don't think it's a video. It's a PDF. So sending that out to your teachers probably would be helpful.
Okay, I'll do that. So I think I saw another question. I just got an email today that a student wants to withdraw from the class. What are the penalties? I think they get an F and they don't get their money back.
Right. If they had to pay, they don't get refunded. Their grade will be submitted to the school.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I see someone else asked for that video, so I'll just send it to everyone. For PE2, am I correct when I tell the kids they can't submit goals until they have completed their preliminary fitness test? That's a good question. Isn't the preliminary fitness test prior to PE2 that assignment? And that would be a yes, because that's what they're basing those on. Yes.
Yep.
I put them in list grid view. Are we talking about the discussion boards?
Yeah, that's a discussion.
That's how I do it.
Yeah, that's the documentation out there.
Yep.
Good for you guys. All right.
I'm not sure that D. Redden. Can you tell me your full name? I think that's a new teacher this year. Dan. Thank you, Dan. You guys are quiet. Things are just going great. That's what I take that as. No news is good news, right? Well, Dan, do you have anything?
No, actually, you would have covered everything I needed to cover, so it's good.
Yeah, I think we do have course suggestions in the
Yeah.
instructor folder, maybe?
It's in the instructor information folder.
Okay.
Put those in there. We'll make those changes. If I'll work with Amy, and then if it's a needed change, like a lot of them were last year, we'll add those to the course.
Oh yeah, you wanted us to update the exercise rubric so the minute grading scale is in the instructor rubric. Was that because we wanted it to be not A, B, C, D? Was it like the 90? Is that what you meant, Laura?
If you send me that, however you want it to be added to the instructor rubric, I'll add it.
Okay. Yes, how many minutes get a certain grade? Okay.
That's something I could add now, if you give me you want it to look.
Right. I'll put it together, or I think I have it somewhere, or either way, I'll send it to you.
If you have it, that's good.
Awesome.
Just so you know, I did that first call. I don't plan on doing other calls, but I might reach out to you if I have a question about something. So you don't have to schedule anything or anything like that.
All right. Well, if you are comfortable and happy to keep going, move on, you are welcome to sign out. Dan and I will probably sit here for another 5 minutes or so just in case something comes up. Thank you guys for joining.
Thanks.
That's awesome. All right. I think that, I think we're good, Dan. I'm going to stop the video and send this out later.
All right. Sounds good.
I'll send everybody and you that video of the rating that, and I'll
Yeah.
get my rubric together. I'll send that to you probably today, tomorrow, something like that.
All right. Sounds
All
good,
right.
Amy. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.